All right, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Um, I never like to do too many journal entries. It's sort of hard to do video recordings, and don't mind the trash that's on the ground. There's a bunch of like storage containers and items that I picked up because I've lived here for maybe like 2 months within this condo, so there's still like items that I don't know where to put things. And then I bought some like storage bins, but these storage bins are too small. Even though I thought they're wide, but they're too small, and I need a proper place to put certain items. And I was thinking about getting a file cabinet or one of those plastic file cabinets to store things, but at this moment I feel like I'm wasting too much money. So yeah, this is another vlog. Another thing, a reason why I don't really like creating vlogs is because within my condo, it's so empty. It's so empty to the point that you hear, I don't know if this is an echo. I don't know if this is an echo or reverb. But there's like this, you hear, yeah, I guess it's an echo. I don't know the difference between an echo and reverb. I actually looked this up yesterday. I'm still not completely clear. It just makes, I think it makes the audio fuller. I think it gives more of a full sound. I think that's what I read or watched a video about. In any case, it's sort of annoying to hear me, and then I hear like, I guess it's an echo, and I hear an echo happening, and it sort of is annoying. Even if I wanted to do some type of video that talks about certain articles I read that I found interesting, hearing me do audio with this echo is going to be annoying. But the only way I think I could resolve it is to add more stuff within this room. So I think that would stop the echoing, but I don't know. Like add some type of bigger pieces of furniture and stuff within this room. So then it's not going to, my sound is not going to bounce back and forth between these empty spaces or these empty walls. But I don't want to buy any more shit. So I think you're going to hear, if I'm ever going to do videos, you're going to hear a lot of echoing or reverb or whatever the proper audio name is for a long time. Because I don't know, man. The only real furniture I bought within this condo is this desk where this camera is being sat on. The camera is sat on, and my bedroom, my bed mattress, and the bed frame. That's pretty much it. I mean, I guess lamps are technically furniture. What else did I buy that's technically furniture? Here's another lamp that I never opened, so I could add more lighting. And the thing is, the only lighting I have is this lamp right here. Is that lamp and the lamp in my bedroom. But other than that, that's about it. I was thinking about installing lights and shit, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want to stay in this condo because there's a lot of things I don't like about the condo. But this is body odor vlog, whatever. I don't know. And I wanted to make this vlog. I wanted to, within vlogs, at least talk about body odor related things. And then after I get those things out the way, then I'll start talking about whatever I feel like. I don't even know how long this thing is. But in terms of body odor related things, I wanted to say that it has been about 7 months or so since I had my job working. I can't tell you the name. I shouldn't tell you the name of my job. But since I've been working at the job as a full stack developer, which they actually use me as just a front end developer, but that's besides the point. It's been 7 months, probably around 7 months. I've been still somewhat recording the days I've been on this diet, and it's about like 217 days. And from like October 9th, 2020, I made it a goal to try to eat pretty restrictive, and what I was doing at the moment was just trying to not eat any type of red meat, avoid any type of sugar, even including fruit, and eat as much greens as possible. You know, I would always have every night. Or every meal. I wouldn't say every meal because I do intermittent fasting, but within my intermittent fasting time period where I get to eat, I will always eat a salad and consume some type of veggie smoothie, but I'll have a lot of dark leafy greens. I would work out every day. At the beginning of I would wake up at like 4:45 in the morning, either lift weights or do some bicycling or do some running to sweat out the odor. I would take supplements like activated charcoal, like chlorophyll tablets, regular multivitamin, probiotic tablets or probiotic supplements. And I've been doing that pretty much throughout 217 days. Now, don't get me wrong, there are days where I ate whatever fuck. There's days like, this is the thing, I was really, really restrictive in the very beginning. But now, I don't know if you can hear the sound of the car just speeding through. This is one of the reasons why I don't like living in this condo, is because this is one of the reasons why I don't like living in big cities or Miami in general. I don't like living in big cities because there's just so many fucking people. Before I got here, I was going to go to Walgreens because I actually went to a general practitioner, because I haven't been to a general practitioner in a long time. And I constantly heard within this, like, I don't know if there's a body odor community, but within like the T-Mal or Meebo community, some people would say that, they went to a doctor and they try to test themselves to see if they have H. pylori, and sometimes some people would say it will come back as true or whatever. They would get tested positive for H. pylori, so they get some type of antibiotics in return, and taking those antibiotics reduce the odor. So I was curious to see if I had H. pylori, so maybe a week or two ago, I went to the doctor's office and asked for an H. pylori test. I still haven't gotten it done, but he granted, he allowed me to take some H. pylori test or something like that. So I'm gonna check if I have H. pylori. I know it's like one of the most common type of bacteria. Is it a bacteria? I don't think it's a virus. Yeah, it's one of the most common bacteria that you're gonna find within people, and I think a good percentage of people have H. pylori. But if I do have it, then that means I could possibly take antibiotics, and maybe that would rid me of the odor if I still smell it, because I cannot smell myself. And going back to what I was saying about the diet, pretty much I would say 80% of the time within these 217 days, I was eating restrictively, meaning I was eating dark green leaf. I was either consuming dark green leafy vegetables through a smoothie I was creating, eating it through a salad, or eating just like potatoes mixed with like green beans and broccoli or something like that. I was just eating like pretty much a vegan. At first, maybe in the first 3 months, I was still eating like turkey burgers or ground turkey. But now in the later end, I'm not really eating meat at all. And I'm saying that to say this, to really reflect on my progress in terms of how bad I smell, I'm never going to know how good or bad I smell, because with this weird, whether I have T-Mal or not, there's this weird odor that people can smell and people react to that I cannot detect. Now I can detect regular body odor, like for some reason my left arm is musty, but my right arm is not. It's so weird. I don't know why. For some reason, my left underarm is musty, but my right underarm is not. And I'm never really good at and I put on deodorant and stuff, and I'm not really out in the hot sun or anything, but it's like my armpits are immune to deodorant. My armpits are immune to deodorant, and there's no amount of deodorant I can use that's going to like completely stop the pit stink from each pit. I don't know why. It's weird. I always wanted to make a video about doing deodorant, doing reviews for deodorant. I did one deodorant review, and that was for Loom, and that shit sucked. That deodorant is super overrated, but that's besides the point. I wanted to get to the point about body odor. So I've been pretty much on this restrictive diet, and at first it was like I was trying to do some FODMAP thing. Like I would try to avoid just sugar, and I would try to avoid certain fruit that were in the FODMAP. Then like on the later half, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go vegan, pretty much. I'm just going to try to eat as much vegetables as I can, because I don't think it's gonna make me smell bad, especially since things I've read and things I've listened to over the course of months about the gut microbiome and how fiber is so good for your body, and how when you feed the good bacteria this amount of fiber, it pretty much boosts your immune system, to the very point that I started to consider the idea that maybe the things that I thought were going to make me smell bad, even for vegetables like beans or broccoli, is not really that bad. Maybe it's actually good for me. Maybe it isn't. Even though some of these things might be high in sulfur or high in choline, like, I don't know, Brussels sprouts. I think Brussels sprouts is high in choline, cauliflower is high in choline, beans are high in choline, tofu or soy is high in choline. I mean, if I definitely had like T-Mal type 1, it's always going to be a no for me. But it's very rare to have T-Mal type 1, and with T-Mal type 2, you're not necessarily born with some defective gene. I think there's just something that happened within your body that made you accumulate too much TMA, or is it TMAO? But yeah, within this 7-month period, there were times where I thought to myself, within like just being around out in public and stuff, and I'm rarely out in public, but within the workplace and within my office I work at, there would be times where I feel like I smell bad, or I feel like people are reacting to me by, I don't know, like if they walk past me, it seems as though they would hold their breath, or it seems as though they would do some type of breath manipulation, some type of holding breath maneuver to not actually sniff in whatever odor I have. But then there'll be times where I feel like, okay, I think I'm just over analyzing this. I think they're just normally breathing in and out, and they're not really thinking about it consciously. There'll be times where I feel like I overheard people say I smell bad, but then I don't have like it's not confirmed. It's not like I know for a fact. It felt like they would say that. It's sort of like when you hear a sound, you hear a murmur, you try to piece together what that murmur actually meant, but you don't actually know what the murmur was. You know how it sounded, and you try to logically piece together what the murmur could sound like. So there'll be like murmurings or other type of sounds people would make that were sort of vague, and then I would try to mentally piece together what they said, and I'm like, maybe they just said I smelled bad or some weird shit like that. And I had this for like 15 to 16 years, so mentally I'm fucked, and I can't stop doing that no matter what. Like, but I can definitely say within these 7 months, compared to 2019, because with 2020 was lockdown fever, pandemic fever, no one's going out for shit. But definitely like 2019, where I did see significant, the typical reactions I always saw from people. I could tell people would react because I would overhear them say some shit, or they would rub their nose, or they would do visible signs, right? Now it's very hard to find something, even though I'm trying to find something. So that's what I can definitely say within this 7-month period. Am I going to say I'm cured? I don't know, you know. I think I've always said this within many of my vlogs, there's only 2 ways I feel like you know for a fact that you smell bad, or you know for a fact that you're cured. For me, is to exercise, to be in a gym. To be in a gym and to exercise and sweat around people. Because for me, when I sweat, the odor or the reactions from other people are worse. They're more visible. So I was thinking about joining a gym. There's a gym really close by. There's an LA Fitness really close by. And maybe a couple of weeks ago, I walked, it's like a walk away. Maybe it takes me 10 minutes to walk to the LA Fitness. It's really close. 3 minutes to drive to it. Less than 3 minutes to drive to the LA Fitness. In any case, I go in there and I'm like sweating and stuff, and I don't necessarily see anything, but there was like, I just wanted to know the price of the LA Fitness. Long story short, to get into LA Fitness, it costs like $200 to get into LA Fitness or some shit like that. Like I think there's like an initiation fee, which is like $99, and then you have to pay the first 2 months of LA Fitness, which is like $49.99. So in total is like around $200. Once I realized that shit, I'm like, man, fuck this, right? Like, fuck that shit. And then, you know, the LA Fitness was sort of cool. It was on like the top, you know, this building has like 2 or 3 floors. It was on the top floor. And, you know, when you walk into it, there's just tons of treadmills and shit. But I don't know if I want to spend $200 just so I can determine if someone thinks I smell bad. You know what I mean? I think that's the one big waste of $200, to be honest. So I was like, because that's the thing. When I walked up to the front clerk or the clerk, how much time do I have? I don't know how much time I have. But when I walked to the front clerk, I was just on some shit like, oh, so how much does this cost? And he's like, oh, well, hold on a second, right? It was actually a black dude. And he got some other dude who, I didn't know there were actual salesmen within the building. So they're like, hey, yeah, I'm so glad that you're willing to want to sign up with us. Hey, let's take a quick tour. I'm like, I don't want to take a quick tour. I just want to see the price. No, let's take a quick tour. So I'm like, fine. So he like give me a quick tour just so he can soften me up, because I just wanted to know the price, but it was fucking $200. I don't know if I want to spend that much. But yeah, I think spending, and I think this audio is going to be super terrible because of I don't know if it's an echo or a reverb or another audio name, but this sound, the sound of my voice is bouncing off walls, which is probably going to distort the overall sound quality in the video. But what was I saying? Yes, LA Fitness. Yeah, I definitely think if I do a gym membership and sweat around a lot of people and nobody reacts to me, I'd be straight, man. And I see this for like months, and I'm doing like really intense exercises, so I'm like drenched in sweat, and nobody's like flinching or doing anything weird. There's no weird body language when they're up close to me or around me, then I think I conquered this shit. Or like option 2 is having like a girlfriend just clapping them cheeks, you feel me? And just every night, clap them cheeks, you feel me? And just like, you know what I'm saying? And then whisper in her ear, do I smell bad, bitch? What type of shit is it? And she's like, no, daddy. I don't know if I'm gonna throw this shit up. But yeah, I'm in a good mood today because it's actually, I don't know if I already said this. It's like, well, technically it's close to 2 p.m. right now, but I just left my office. I left my job at like 1 p.m. because like the way that it's set up for my work area, you are just scheduled for 40 hours. So you clock in and you just go. You can consume, you don't have to work only 8 hours within that day, basically. So you can continue to work, and then it just gets all the amount of hours that you worked on that day. But once you hit 40 hours, that's when it just stops. It just stops. Now, before that, like definitely within November to April, we had unlimited hours because, you know, the boss, let me say my boss's name is Max. So Max knew that we are a limited amount of people and we really need to get this done, so we need to work extra hours. So he just let the amount of hours just go off the rails or whatever. You had unlimited hours. But now, like, there's more, there's a project manager that was hired, and he recommended to Max to limit it to 40 hours, just 40 hours. So once you have 40 hours, you can go home. So I've been working extra hours, more than 8 hours for the past couple of days. So like at 1 p.m., I was maxed out my hours, and it feels good on a Friday to leave early at 1 p.m., bro. I can't tell you how great that shit is. But in any case, yeah, I gotta clap some cheeks. I gotta clap some cheeks, or go on a treadmill and shit around a lot of people and shit. But I still have like anxiety and stuff. Not as much anxiety like I do like in 2019 or 2019 and prior to that. But I don't know. Like there's still like moments where I feel like I smell bad. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if it's because I'm actually witnessing something or overhearing something, even though it's like a murmur. Like then I never hear like a clear, distinct response that, oh my God, this guy smells bad, and I hear it and I see them say that to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't see that, but there's still like times where I do feel that way, to the point like for the like maybe the last two or 3 months or so, I've been including foods that people were scared to eat, like beans, like black beans, chickpeas, green regular sweet peas or green peas, broccoli. I started including that into my diet, and I don't know if that is making me smell bad. A part of me feels that way, but I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, and I also wanted to say this too. I am still working on that like routine thing. I had a video idea to do a routine where I basically go over the typical things I do every day to try to prevent myself from smelling bad, or to try to eliminate or reduce the odor, eliminate or reduce the odor. And yeah, that's still in the pipeline. I'm still gonna try to do that. I want to know how long I've been ranting. Let's see here. 17 minutes. By the way, 3 weeks ago, so I have a laptop. Technically my stuff is dirty, but whatever. You get to see my desk and shit. So 3 weeks ago, I bought this big gaming PC. I'm a big gamer and stuff. Always been, even when I was a recluse or whatever. And I wanted to buy a gaming PC for years, but I never had enough money, right? So 3 weeks ago, I decided to buy a big gaming PC. And I bought a big gaming PC, a microphone, this is like 24 inches monitor, some Bluetooth, Bluetooth speakers, and an extra. This is the keyboard that comes with this gaming computer or a gaming PC, but I didn't think they actually had a gaming, not a laptop, keyboard. So I bought a keyboard, so I have an extra keyboard, but I hooked this up with the laptop. So it's pretty good. This gaming PC is pretty good. I remember my PC that I had at my mother's house, and I would try to play games like Dota 2, if anybody has ever heard of it, or Magic the Gathering Arena. And it was okay, but it would never, I can never put it in high or max settings. And even when I have it at the lowest settings, there would still be like frame rate drops. So I couldn't really play games at the highest level, or highest level in terms of graphic display. I always had to put it at low levels or medium levels. But here, with this computer, bro, I think this computer cost me like $1,400. This gaming PC cost me $1,400. I could play shit at max settings, and the frame rate could be at 120. I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking crazy, you feel me? So that's pretty cool. I definitely want to get back into gaming. I never really played like many of these like popular games that everybody plays, like, Fortnite, what is that? What's the other one? Overwatch, what's another one? What's that other game? Damn, and I just saw this game. And it's like, I want to say it's competing with Fortnite, but it's another battle royale game that was made. Was it made from Ubisoft? What was that game? What is the game called? Damn, I can't believe I forgot the name of this game. But there's many other games that are really popular and shit. And I sort of want to get into those things. I sort of want to get into it. Also, possibly might get into MMORPGs. Like, I know, it's not Ubisoft. I know like Elder Scrolls has an online MMORPG. I know World of Warcraft has one. I don't know all the MMORPGs, but Final Fantasy 14, I believe, is an MMORPG, and I think there's a free trial that you can do. So that's pretty dope. But yeah, I think it'd be so cool if I can like somewhat hook up, do some type of live stream with video games playing, and just like chill on a Friday night and just do like some type of live stream game thing on this channel, even though it's not really about gaming, but whatever. But yeah, I think I talked way too long, so I'm gonna end it right here. I'm definitely going to do a video about the routine. I want to do another important video about veganism and Timao. And there is some actual studies that show when people actually switch to a vegan diet, they produce less TMAO, even though they might eat foods that are high in choline. Definitely want to make a video about that. But other than that, I'm gonna end it right here. Salute.